So I am here doing a very quick update of my garden. Um, the cabbage is doing well, but now they're growing so large. There were 4 of them in this tray that I am actually going to have to separate them. But if you can see here, I'm going to be talking about this has been happening. This is bird damage. Actually, we have birds, and I found that that is what's been happening to my seedlings. This was some spinach that I was trying to grow, and it had a bunch of seedlings in there, and there's that one little pathetic one left. Well, not pathetic, that strong one that's growing really well is left. I have black beans growing in here. Nope, no more, not at all. And this is the boldest thing that those birds, this is the boldest thing those birds did. Look at, if you can look and see in here, they took my carrot, the entire thing. I had one little carrot growing in there, and they took it completely. I don't know if that was the case also with my bush beans varieties, but that's gone. On another note, my citrus mint is doing much better since I brought it outside. I just love running my hands through it. It smells amazing. And this is a new addition. This is our basil. I have to transplant these. I've already kind of harvested, and the leaves are doing well. You can see they're growing like mad crazy. They love it out here. I tried to grow this inside, but it's not working as well inside. And this is my stevia. I have lots and lots of plans for this. I really do like the stevia. You can eat the leaves green and raw, but I'm going to end up dehydrating them and making stevia flour, as it were. This is the pot that I planted my black beans in, and I showed you the one. It's doing pretty okay. It's had some bird damage also on the leaves. But this actually just happened today. If you can see that right there, there's another shoot off of these green beans, and I am so excited about it. I looked last night and it wasn't there, and today, bam, there you go. And if you'll see, this stalk is a whole lot stronger than this stalk. This one I started indoors completely, and it's still going well. It's loving the sun. I had to move it to full sun because the leaves were starting to yellow, but it's thinner than this one. This stalk is coming up a whole lot thicker than this one did. And here, this is my wonderful, wonderful, awesome surprise. These are 3 of the lentil seeds, lentil beans, that I planted, and they are actually doing well. There were more growing here, but like I said, the birds, and even this one here, you can see this little tiny one, it's just been bird damage. Apparently birds like the new first tender leaves of your plant. So now these ones, they seem to be just leaving alone. They don't like it once it grows its second set of leaves. And they feasted on the rest of them until I caught them and shoot them away. I'm gonna have a solution for that pretty soon. Okay, I also had to move my peppermint plant out here. It had gotten really stringy, and it was putting out these little tiny leaves like this one here. This is new. Pretty much all the other peppermint has died back, but what happened is it's just spring out this new one, and I'm having a feeling that this is going to trail all through there. So there's some new shoots. It looks like it's going to be okay. Here's my peach tree, and as you can see, it's better. I need to cut the water off, but if you look in there, we still have all these beautiful clusters. And on top of that, they are getting larger, and they're starting to turn colors. So I hope to get them a little bit larger before they completely turn. I mean, it's wonderful to have a lot of peaches, it really is, but to have larger peaches would be kind of nice too. That is my lone string bean plant, and it's actually doing well. I know the dogs had a lot to do with trampling the seeds, but even if you can see here, you see the bird damage coming to chomp on the leaves. We have now a compost pile over by our fence. It's actually doing pretty well, even though it's kind of small. We decided to grow our compost slowly. And then these are my tomatoes. I hope you'll notice there's something different. Last night when I came home, I saw this, and I thought that a cat had gotten into the bed and just trampled all the tomatoes, and I was expecting to see them all smashed and eaten and gone, but on closer inspection I found that was not the case at all. If you can look and see down in there, that, let's see if I can show you, this little green spiky thing, this right here, was our initial tomato cage. Every year that we've kind of grown, we've had these little cages, and they did well until the tomatoes were like super huge. But what's happening is these tomatoes are ginormous. I don't know if you can really tell, they're bigger than my hand already, and they're still growing. They're so heavy, and they're growing in like monster clusters. And literally the cage, I can't even lift it. The cage just toppled over. These that I'm showing you here are not even the biggest ones. The biggest ones are, it's under here. I don't want to mess with it too much because I'm afraid that I might snap some branches. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to fix this. So are our tomatoes doing good? Yes, there's tomatoes all over the place. This heirloom variety apparently grows very large, and they grow in super clusters. There's new tomatoes all over the place, everywhere. So that's a good problem to have, I suppose. All of these little seedlings here that are growing up, these are my bok choy. When they're a little bit larger, I will thin them out by eating them, because at every stage they're really good for food. And as I thin them out, the other ones will grow larger and give me more mature bok choy, but the smaller ones will start giving me nice food, probably in about a week. I can no longer see my radishes. They're just completely covered by tomatoes, and I'm pretty sure they're not getting enough sun at this point, so I don't know what's gonna happen. I'll find out after I re-trellis this. These are my cucumbers. I planted so many seeds just because I wasn't sure if they were going to germinate or not, and I just really wanted them, but these are going to have to be thinned. The okra that I planted, that I had started from seed in the house, have all died back, but we came back out and we just planted some more, and there is the first shoot. Back here we planted sweet potatoes behind this, and so far they're still putting down roots, so be excited when those grow. But if you look over here, we planted cantaloupe, and they are actually sprouting as we speak. These ones actually started sprouting this morning as I watered, so that's really exciting to me. Now I'm going to say this, normally you would not grow cantaloupe, cucumbers, and sweet potatoes in the same bed, especially without, making trellises for each one so that they can grow vertically. It was just getting so late in the season, and I really just wanted to put down some seeds before it got too late, and to actually even be able to get a harvest at all. So I put it all in the same bed, and we'll just see what happens. I mean, gardening for me is, it is for food, it is for production, but it's also for fun. It's also a great learning experience, especially when it comes to these puppies here. I know now that this is literally just 3 plants, and the one plant in the middle is the one that's just monstering out and pushing every other one out of the way. But yeah, you won't make any mistake about it. Even these ones over here, they're producing tomatoes like crazy. The farther down, the more tomatoes, the more clusters you're gonna see. So it's a learning experience for me, and I'm enjoying everything that I'm learning.